about a year ago, almost exactly in June of last year, I think I made a video called The Cryptocalypse, which was basically about what Jed is talking about. One day, all this shit with all the chickens are going to come home to roost with Tether, and it's going to blow up, and it's going to be exactly like what we just saw with Luna, essentially. Because it's funny you were talking about stable coins, because stable coins are such an interesting element of the market, right? Because there's basically two ways you can do a stable coin, neither of which is really super viable in the long term. So the first one is that you have a certain amount of tokens, but you back them with real US dollars in a bank account, right? That's great and fine, but the obvious problem is you've introduced counterparty risk, which is that the person behind the coin, how do you make sure they still have the dollars that they say they do, and how does somebody not get their fingers in there and the usual shenanigans take place, and it's a disaster like USDT is right now. So that's one model. The other model is you say, okay, we're going to collateralize it with all this other like stuff, but the question is, what are you going to collateralize it with? So you can collateralize it with Bitcoin, or you can over collateralize it. You can have 400% reserves or whatever. But at the end of the day, that always essentially means the whole coin is essentially speculating on something else, trying to sort of, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, the whole point of a stable coin is supposed to be stable, and it's supposed to be redeemable for dollars. Ultimately, the only thing that has the value of $1 is $1, right? Because even stable coins, they fluctuate up and down, because people on the downside either take in these custodian risks, or people on the upside say, well, this is more useful than $1 because I can use it to yield farm on Anchor or whatever, right? So anyway, that's my quick spiel about stablecoins. But UST Luna was this particularly egregious example where this guy called Do Kwon got himself on top of the world by this idea that, look, if we have a $1 stable coin, we'll pair it with a regular crypto, which is super volatile. So basically, as people buy into the regular crypto, which was called Terra, but had the symbol Luna, very confusingly, it would the price of that would go up, and then you could burn $1 of that to get $1 of stable UST, and then the UST you could cash back out for the Luna. You could burn your UST to get a Luna. So that's, at a simple explanation, that sounds like genius. Well, the market has created $1 of value over here, so we can exchange it for the other one here, and the price of UST will stay stable, because arbitrages, if the price is going up or down, they'll either burn or create more UST to get it back to $1. It all seems great, right? But the problem is that the free market giving $1 of value to the Luna tokens, there's no guarantee that that is maintained, because as crypto market caps prove, there's a very big divergence between the actual amount of money something is worth under pressure and how much something is worth nominally.